Dujic, all set and ready to go with all but 4 Cavalry players lined up along the halfway line. They're wearing red and white tonight. Filip Dujic brings us back for a false start. I believe that might have been Jose Escalante perhaps jumping the gun at the top of your screen. We are away now. Here we go. York in green and blue. They attack from left to right, the designated home side here tonight with Cavalry, as mentioned, in red and white, attacking from right to left on your pictures in this first half. And Cavalry shot out of a cannon early and to start this match. My name is Adam Jenkins, of course. Great to be with you once again here on One Soccer. The Canadian Premier League and the Winnipeg Football Club would like to acknowledge that IG Field and the University of Manitoba campuses are located on the original lands of Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji Cree, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and on the homeland of the Métis Nation. We respect the treaties that were made on these territories. We acknowledge the harms and mistakes of the past, and we dedicate ourselves to move forward in partnership with Indigenous communities in a spirit of reconciliation and collaboration. Trafford, good to see him back in the Cavs lineup. Same with Ledgerwood, the veterans getting a bit of a rest the last time out against Ottawa, so some fresher legs from them. Still a lot of football for not just Cavalry, but all teams here at the kickoff since this tournament started a few short weeks ago. They're almost there. They can see the finish line. They can circle and put those home matches, the home openers, on their calendars. But in the meantime, it's about getting as many points as possible to bring back with them to Calgary and Toronto, respectively. As Jim Brennan looks on, 3rd season at the helm of York United. Well, this is a kit malfunction, not how Anthony Novak wanted to start the match. He is currently on the touchline getting a new pair of boots. Got stepped on along the byline, and now Cavalry playing a man down and without their striker for the time being. So the Cavs, of course, will take as much time as they possibly can until Novak is allowed to rejoin the fray. Hit on Mo Farsi. Wilson challenged by Escalante, and Ingham sends it away. Dan Cromp going well over the top, comes down hard. That is not a soft landing as he tried to leap over Deity Nabsy. Anthony Novak, 2 boots in working order, and he's allowed to return to the field. Despite some recent struggles, Cavalry starting the day in 3rd in the table. 5 matches played. They picked up 7 points with 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses. 6 goals for and 6 goals against. And when I asked Tommy about the starting 11, what changes I should be expecting, because he's had quite a few for me to prepare for ahead of time, he told me, look, if this was a must-win game, there'd be some bodies available, but we've learned that scoring is early, apparently. I got to stop that thought, as it was Nick Ledgerwood all alone in the box. But he said, we've learned that how you do in the regular season doesn't matter. It's all about making the Final Four and being in as fit and as good position as possible come playoff time. They've won every single regular season contested in the Canadian Premier League, and now it is about taking home that hardware. But it does sound like Sergio Camargo and Oliver Minitel are close. Joe Mason physically seeming like he's ready to go, but they just want to take their time, make sure he really understands the systems, gets a few more drills in training, and really feels comfortable before getting thrown out to the action. The only player that is a little bit further away is Tom Field with a bit of a hamstring, so someone that Cavs supporters may not see for a little while yet, but an exciting start for him and his tenure with Cavalry FC. It is 27 degrees, feeling like 29. No rain in the forecast tonight, and still hot though, despite it being just after 6 p.m. local time. Interesting to see both Luka and Escalante playing inverted tonight for the Cavs. Luka on the left, Escalante out on that right side of the Cavalry attack. Ledgerwood pokes one forward. The Calgarian Daniel Kaiser collects. Luka receives that pass. Verhoeven gets spun around. Luka still on the ball. Playing it in. Escalante would have been closest to. Muhammad cleans that one up. The skipper Ledgerwood gets ahead but can't keep possession. Now Johnston will settle things down now for York. At least tried to. Ledgerwood putting on that press. Gets a boot to it. Should be an easy one for him to take for the goal kick, but Ledgerwood looking 10 years younger after some rest in the last match. He has been torrid to start these first 6 minutes for the Cavs. Headed on, Ramirez trying to find Abzi. Farsi turns it over to Didi Abzi. It's an important challenge from Klump to keep that away. Cavalry dumbfounded how that is a throw-in for York United, saying that that challenge caught Abzi's leg before going over the touchline, but it will stay with York deep inside Cavalry territory. As Escalante called for the foul and lets Tariq Muhammad know what he thinks about how, in his opinion, vocally and easily he went down. And there's no doubt there's contact. Well, Marco Carducci will take command of his wall as York sets up.
One step to your left a little bit, yeah. Those boys.
Ledgerwood, the one-man wall. Max Ferrari ready for the delivery. Handful of targets in the box. Here is Ferrari. Klump first to get ahead to it. Verhoeven keeps the pressure alive. Ferrari once again from a little bit further out. Cavalry once again stands tall. Turned over. It's a 2-on-1 if they can move it. They can. Luka Escalante stops up Muhammad, takes away the space. He wanted to come back into his left side. There was an awkward pass from the Brazilian trying to play it into space for the Honduran Escalante, and Muhammad does very well to get back in time. Farsi takes the throw in for Novak. Mistimed from the Cavs captain. Muhammad, a player we'll be keeping an eye on throughout the match on 3 yellow cards. The next is an automatic 1-match suspension. Ledgerwood and Dichiara have the most bookings for Cavalry, but both still on 2. Kaiser gets ahead to it before Ferrari can. Now he has to keep it alive. Luke again showing off his speed. Got there before Verhoeven. Toussaint grabs it before the touchline. Easy one for Carducci. The Cavs are 6-1-0 all-time against York United. And for a side that needs a victory, needs some goals, they'd have to like where they are at tonight. We've seen this York United group play resolute when needed. It's been a good start for both, to be honest, on offense. Farsi and Escalante working together on that right side. David Norman Jr. shows. Back down the left wing, Luka crosses it in, looking for Novak. Can't get there. Ledgerwood collects. Wastes no time trying to get a shot off, but give and go. Ledgerwood thought he was brought down, couldn't believe that Dujic didn't bring play to a halt. Novak dropping into that space typically occupied by Ledgerwood for the time being. Verhoeven. Ferrari sneaking in down this near side on your screen. Cross played in. Klomp gets a foot to it. Here is Trafford. Cavalry once again getting things started. Kaiser has some space. Wonder how much Cavalry will try and game plan to attack Ferrari at right back. The switch, it's going to bounce a couple times. Escalante gets there. Ledgerwood shows, top of the box. Mohamed has an answer for Escalante that time. Give and go between Farsi and Ledgerwood. Just a little bit more pace needed on that return pass for Mo. Quick run from Elliot Simmons. Pass played into his direction. Double team. Ensa comes over to help Ferrari, and somehow Luka's in the box. Spinning, stopping, still on the ball. Finally gives it up, and Ensa clears it, but clears it up the middle. Check out the speed from Lowell Wright. Finding a pocket of space, has to stay on side. Worked up for Abzi. High cross, Lowell Wright, not a bad target man. Just 17 years old, but 6 feet tall. Can pick those out more often than he can't. Carducci had anticipated. Novak tries to settle. Escalante, heavy touch, and he's fouled by Wilson. That could be a yellow, could just be a talking to, but he's late to get to Escalante, no doubt about that one. He lunges to try and make a play at the ball. Escalante had put it in front of him, and Wilson didn't have the time to try and move his leg. Escalante, full head of steam, goes right through it. The Cavs go backwards with the set piece. Didn't want to try and draw anything up. Preferred the quick option. Trafford on the switch. Ledgerwood has some time to slow things down here for Cavalry. Farsi now. No daylight or no easy through options on that right side. They'll try again from the left. Novak. Offside flag comes up for Novak. Was able to get there before Ferrari. And that's because steam that he started behind him. You can see the tangle between him and Ensa. Two players settling in very nicely with their new sides this year. Ensa from the Wanderers to York United. Of course, Novak from Forge to Cavalry. Nice touch from Muhammad. Needs some help though. His cross off the left boot of Mo Farsi and out for the corner. First corner kick of the match. Once again, Max Ferrari trots over to take his set piece duties. A quarter of an hour played. The Cavs center backs have had a lot of work to be done on these opportunities. Let's see what they do here. It's a short option this time. Abzi. Simmons wins it. Abzi fighting right back for it. Good 1v1. And more shoes exploding, or might that be a shin pad? I think it's the latter. Something of a yard sale here at IG Field. And no doubt that Simmons gets a piece in around the Achilles area, the left boot of Abzi. Well, Ferrari, the right-footed in-swinger. Farsi's there. Or Abzi, excuse me, is there to provide an option with the left boot. Simmons and Ledgerwood in the wall. Ferrari runs away. Abzi heads on. Headed on, at least attempted to by Ensa. Johnston. Carducci not going to be able to get there in time. Last off the boot of Mo Farsi. Verhoeven ready to go. Plays it in. It's up. Carducci grabs it. Thought about going quick, but no doubt there's some tired legs right now for Cavalry, and Carducci wisely lets things breathe a little bit. 17.5 down from IG Field. Luka off of Muhammad and out for the throw. From just in front of the Cavalry bench, Daniel Kaiser. Product of the University of British Columbia, as well as Foothills, where he got his first introduction to this Cavalry way of football. Slowly but steadily, Cavalry deeper and deeper inside of York territory, and all that's going to end right here. Wilson again. It's a little bit scrambled, but they got the job done, and they're back inside the Cavalry side of things. Theodine Abzi. Osvaldo Ramirez. Ramirez signed in 2021 with club options for the next 2 seasons. 6'1" Mexican striker. He's been lauded from the York staff for his ability to play with his back to goal and being a link between the midfield and the attack. Ferrari whiffs. Kaiser finds Novak. Getting a little bit better passing accuracy. These short passes deep inside of the York end. Cavalry has to reset all the way back for Carducci. And the center backs will get us going again. Ledgerwood from the right. Back for Trafford. Up the middle, Norman try to go one time for Kaiser. Well read by Max Ferrari. Toussaint trying to play up Ramirez. It's taken down by Trafford. No foul. Play continues. And now a bit of space for Richard Luca down the left side. Draws two York United defenders over. Still on the ball. Couldn't get around a fourth. Verhoeven goes short for Mohammed. Up for Abzi, who gets there before Farsi, but Klump. Good support play. Drifts over to the right. Knows that Abzi's going to be attacking down that left side. Didion couldn't get by the two red shirts.
Ready, Richard. Last remote. Ready, Jose. Ready.
Abzi heads it towards the corner flag. Does the flag come up? Not sure why Duyas looked to the outside for support with the flag. I think that was closer to a throw than it was a goal kick, but in the end, Abzi will be making the jog back up towards his midfield position without the ball. All the way down, Carducci for Novak. He gets there with little room to spare. Wilson tries to put it off Novak. You'd think he might have had a case, but that's a pretty quick way to flip the pitch. Carducci to Novak, and now a throw from beside this corner flag. It's to the left of Nathan Ingham, who has been pretty quiet in the past 10 minutes or so. Been decent build-up play, but nothing really threatening that final pass in towards the scoring area. Ramirez on the run. Does he stay onside? Flag stays down for now. It's a 2-on-1. Ramirez stops up. Kaiser comes by. It was a heavy touch back to the left. Dan Klopp is irate. Trying to get this Cavalry backline organized once again. It's a great ball from Johnston. Perhaps if Ramirez moves that earlier, I think that's definitely the right call. Just onside was Ramirez. If he puts that into an area, I mean, you like the speed of Mo Farsi, but if that's a good pass, that's a very good shout at the open net for Wilson, who had a head of steam. Regardless, it's a corner for York United. Ferrari back on the delivery duties, and once again, there's Verhoeven, excuse me. No joy that time. Possession 63-37 in favor of Cavalry. Cavalry doubling up, excuse me, on the York United passing totals, 107-58 in that category. Well read by Trafford. A little smile from the Cavalry center back as well, knowing perhaps it's a lucky result for them. He got the clear, and then he also got possession back with the throw. Kaiser once again doing very well. Simmons keeps it alive. Very congested in front of the Cavalry bench. Now Verhoeven. Ramirez holds it up, flicks it on into space. Klopp gets a boot to it. That was read well by Ensa, but it's a gamble because he had jutted into the midfield, and if Cavalry was able to get that ball vertically over the back line, it would have been a foot race, and they have some speedy options up there. Well, in the end, the foul goes against Cavalry, so for the 5th or 6th time, it's a chance for York United from the set piece. They had to re-rack and try it again. Element of surprise was gone, and then Cavalry was ready for it the second time. Ensa. Of course, York United fans, will be looking forward to seeing the two Ensa brothers on the pitch at the same time. Felix, the younger of the two, out with a back problem at the minute, so yet to make a debut for the Nine Stripes. Trafford had his work cut out there. Immediate pressure from Wright and Ramirez. Long over the top, trying to pick up Farsi, too far in front. Ingham, as quick as any day. Reed, and negate that breakout from Cavalry. Max Ferrari played down. He's going to get there in time. Wright jogs over, provides a target. Ferrari thinking about taking Trafford 1v1. Comp first to get ahead, and very emphatically, very vocally trying to get this Cavalry line back together. Unforced error that time as Verhoeven tried to pick out Abzi on the far side. Didi and Abzi, Tariq Mohammed and Kristoffer Ensa have been featuring for almost every single minute for York United throughout this kickoff. Ensa's played every single minute, 450 to start today. Mohammed not far behind at 437, and Abzi at just 435, so only a few minutes behind him. They're a big piece of what Jimmy Brennan's trying to do here. Toussaint. Verhoeven. Norman. Seemed to be a little bit too aggressive. Let's Philip Duyish know what he thinks of that foul as well. Might be a little harsh for my books. He was just trying to get in position on the ball, and Verhoeven ran straight through him. He's been a bit of an engine, though, today in the midfield, Verhoeven. This one not as dangerous as one of several they've had in the first half, but eventually one of these you'd think has to find the back of the net. It's going to fall for Ensa, takes it to his right. Kaiser guarding him, and powerfully away. No messing about that time from Norman Jr. Ramirez sticks that right foot out, brings the ball down. It's right now inside the box. All the way over. Mohammed forces a bite, pulls it back and fires. It's high, it's wide, but it's a scoring opportunity. Got that off before Ledgerwood could get there too. Good vision from Wright to spot that. Escalante goes through. Ledgerwood tries to get a foot on it. It's always rising. If that has dip, you never know if that gets on target before Carducci can, but it is one of the more dangerous looks for York in quite some time. Nearly 30 minutes through this match. We've reached the drinks break from IG Field. For just a quarter of an hour to see if we have any goals in this first 45. Tommy Wheeldon Jr. telling the media in the lead up to the match that he would love to get back to winning ways. It's something that we as a club always chase, but it's almost like a familiar territory with what happened at the Island Games. We had a long-term strategy coming into this. Adding as well, we would be more concerned if we didn't have control of games, even with the rotation. It's just the conversion of chances and the chemistry in that situation, and it usually comes at the last bit. I'd have been more concerned if I'm sat there saying, we're not seeing a lot of the ball, we're not winning a lot of our duels, and some of the other indicators that they look to. But he says the only thing that's off right now is goals. The irony of that statement is that they're tied for third most in the CPL. It's just been quiet for some time now. And the offense has been flowing for York United, which is always a positive. Their biggest priority right now is keeping the ball out of their net. Last in the league in goals against at 9. Well, they have scored 6, which is even slightly below their expected goals, which is at 6.42, the second highest rate in the league. Only Valor, who sits atop the table, has a higher expected goals than the 9 Stripes. Out of the drinks break and back to play. Verhoeven finds Ramirez. Wright couldn't settle it down, but the Mexican nearly gets in the way and forces a turnover in a dangerous area. It was a little bit daunting for Max Ferrari to start the game. Back on the last line of defense, but quite frankly, York shut them down, and the offense has been their best defense, in a lot of areas. Just not a lot of territory since a very fast start for the Cavs.
Jose! Jose, come on, Jose! Pin it down, pin it down. Come on, momentum.
Well, finally, the Cavs will have some time on the ball. Back on the York side of things. Kaiser over the top. Ferrari picks that up before it can get to Novak. This time Novak does get a touch. Luka, Novak, and Simmons were there. Tugged down, Luka. Just a few yards inside the 18. Not enough from Dujic. Not enough for Dujic, to point to the spot. Back for Luka. Thought about the cross. Ferrari, again, good battle from Max Ferrari, and Ledgerwood comes through heavy. Well, quite a lot to digest in the past 30 seconds. Ferrari got cleaned out by Ledgerwood. First, here's the shouts from Cavalry. Luka saying it was a tug of the jersey, and then Ferrari goes hard through Luka, and then Ledgerwood, he comes through, gets a piece of the ball, but from full speed to a dead stop, and Max Ferrari is still slow to his feet. Well, and after the fact, Ledgerwood had a word or two to go for Max Ferrari as well, and then a few of the guys coming together. Ensa wanted to speak with Ledgerwood, as did Johnston. Second meeting of the season between these sides. Of course, the 4-1 win for Cavalry to start the kickoff. And after everyone returns home, and the schedule, which was released on Monday, moves to its regionalized format with the teams, the 4 Western teams, the 4 Eastern teams, of course, relative to each other, play each other a lot. What it does mean is that Cavalry and York will not see each other again until the middle of October, when York will travel to Atco Field. Ferrari and Verhoeven continue to be a good tandem down the right for York. Speaking of right, he was on the ball. Klopp sends it away. Cavalry retreating into their defensive shape. Ferrari, good aggression to get a boot on that ball, playing it back into space for Verhoeven. Full speed and dancing around the opposition, low right. Top of the box, but no one was there. Good bit of solo brilliance, footwork, strength, and vision from the 17-year-old. Wow. Under 10 minutes to go. The opening 45. It's a long diagonal in between and well in front of both Novak and Luka. Spins around a couple of times. The first successful, the second not so much. Flicked into space, Abzi. He's just offside, at least that's the decision. And Dujic isn't going to be overly thrilled with Mohamed sliding that in well after the whistle. See if Tanaka Freund had it. I mean, it's impossible from that angle, but that is inches away. Otherwise, that was a very promising opportunity for York to find goal number 1 here tonight. You know this match has a goal in it. It's just a matter of time. Here's Farsi. Ledgerwood runs into the box. Has to stop up. Escalante keeps it in. Guarded by Mohamed. Back with Farsi. Brings it back to his right. Crossed in. It's going to fall for Anthony Novak. Stopped by Ingham at the doorstep. That is the best look at goal that Anthony Novak has had in a Cavalry shirt, and Ingham gets there on time. Great cross from Farsi over the top. Ferrari comes over, cuts him out. Novak takes a touch, bounces in front of him. Couldn't redirect it past Nate Ingham. A flick from right, back on the Cavalry defensive side of things. It's back and forth between these two with just 7.5 minutes and a bit of added time to be played, and there's going to be a quick conversation between Norman and Toussaint, and Johnston's not happy with Norman getting over and standing over Cedric, and this is the second time we've seen this. Oh, hands on the throat. Okay, I know we're trying to keep everyone separated, but you're right in front of the ref. Ensa and Wilson not happy with Norman. Ramirez not either. And David Norman Jr. is not going to back down from anything. Maybe it's a good thing we won't see these two until October. Wilson, the first to get hands on Norman Jr. Here's a look at it from this side. I mean, it's a foul on Norman. It's not an intentional one, and then David's not happy with the fact he got tripped up. Now, we'll see how many yellow cards are officially communicated. We were still in that replay. This seems like a situation where you give it to one from each team unless Dujic was able to catch somebody grabbing Norman. Ledgerwood comes over to have a conversation. Ledgerwood's been around this game long enough. He's seen it all. and the veteran not having any of some of the words exchanged from some of the younger players here in the CPL at the beginning of their careers. A little bit of fireworks before the end of the first 45. In the end, it's a set piece for York United. Wright got ahead to it from about 10 yards outside the 18. We're almost through another half without a goal for Cavalry. Their last goal scored by Elliot Simmons in the 78th minute of their 4-1 win against Atletico Ottawa. So it is Johnston booked and Norman booked as well. So they finally got those bookings straightened out. Still officially no shots on target from either side, which seems surprising based on some of the possessions we've seen deep in attacking territory. And a big collision once again. This time it's Toussaint and Farsi who got the wind knocked out of them. Full speed collision between Farsi and Toussaint, and at that speed, depending on how high you've got your arms raised, if you catch an elbow in the ribs, and of course it's still 30 degrees. After some hot heads a few minutes ago, good to see a little bit of sportsmanship there as well, helping Farsi up. Ledgerwood getting a flick on. Escalante has been quiet in this first half, and he is offside. York takes it quickly. Escalante mid-conversation with Dujic. They go over the top. In behind Klopp and Trafford. Wright settles it down, waits for reinforcements. Takes it back towards the middle. Toussaint. Wright spinning. Norman comes out. Verhoeven. Outside, Mohammed now. 1v1 with Farsi. Spins, resets, 43 minutes down. Good speed from Johnston, but not fast enough. Luke is on it. Novak's definitely onside this time. In behind Abzi, only Wilson to beat. Abzi gets there in time. Off his foot, it will be a corner kick. How quickly Deedeen Abzi closed down that gap. Again, pretty good vision from the Brazilian. Slips it just to the left of Wilson. Uses his length, uses his speed. Abzi does. Dude spotted something he didn't like from just inside the 6-yard box and brings that bill to it. Leon Hapgood, Jordan Santiago on the coaching staff for Golden Junior as well. Final minute of the 45. We'll have a few minutes of added. Off of Farsi and out for the throw.
been waiting for this match. LAFC, LA Galaxy, edition number 1.
Vela might get a second chance at it. Carlos Vela!